Hello all you amazing souls, welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes of Wellness here on Asanke Soul TV with your girl, Leila. So today is more of just where I'm at, like a little bit of an update, and yeah, just a little bit of a review, feedback of just what's been coming through for me. So I invest in my up leveling, you could say. So I am as most of you know, I am all things self-love, wellness, you know, transforming your life, healing from your pain, your trauma, all things, because I ultimately and honestly believe that you were sent down on this earth by God for a reason, for a purpose, and that is to live your best, most authentic, fullest expression on this earth, sharing your gift, sharing your life, and serving others, and being abundant and thriving in this new world. And what COVID has specifically taught us all, the whole world stood still. The whole world has been affected, and in the busyness of reality, in the busyness of the world, we masked everything with our busyness, with our hustle, with consumerism, with everything, and we can't do anything about anything if we're not aware of it. And I think the slowing down and the standing still of the world just really brought up so much that was already there, but we were just not seeing. And that is the pain, the collective pain, the trauma, the anxiety, the depression, the loneliness. All of those things have been numbed out because we're completely busy. And we've all been affected by this in some which way or form. And I'm just so grateful that through everything that's transpired over the last year and a bit, I really got the chance to lean into where I'm at personally, where I'm going, and what I'm creating. And I left a very comfortable situation I was in. I was living abroad, as many of you know. I was teaching in South Asia, I was in South Korea, lived in China, I traveled, I did all these amazing things, which I'm so grateful I had the opportunity to do. And I met the most amazing people, I connected, I just lived a very full life. And on the surface, everything looked dandy, everything looked beautiful, everything looked amazing, but deep down in my soul there was something missing. And I kept running and I kept searching and I kept looking in all the wrong places, because stay busy, stay looking like you got it going good, you know, as long as on the outside everything looks good, like what you need to worry about, until all the running, all the searching, all the looking in all the wrong places for fulfillment started to eat me up from the inside out. I started to feel really guilty for the life that I was living. I just was riddled with so much shame, so much guilt for just, you know, numbing out my existence. I knew there had to be more to life than that. Like, I was partying all the time, I was drunk all the time, I would wake up and I just regret everything, and my body would just hate me for it. And you know what, this is what everybody was doing, and I just carried on doing it until I just couldn't do it anymore. And you know, I changed and I looked and I searched and I found help, and I started to unpack all the things that was really going on beneath the surface. And when I started unpacking, a lot of stuff started to come up. And a lot of the stuff that was coming up was the fact that I've been running away from who I was my entire life. And now looking back, after being on this self-discovery journey, peeling back the layers, learning to love myself, seeing myself, expressing myself in the ways that I'm doing, I've realized so many things, you know, that wasn't my fault, but I carried for so long. And I'm now in the opportunity to pay this forward, to share my message, to share my story, and to help and serve. And from a very young age, I always knew that I was different, and I just didn't fit in anywhere, and I couldn't figure out why. And now I know that we are designed, in our DNA, we are designed to live in community, with tribe, with people that see you, people that love you, people that support you. And some of us are very blessed to live and to be born into a family that can be that for us. Some of us may not. And finding your community, whether it's your family, your friends, virtual, non-virtual, wherever, however, I could not honestly recommend finding your soul tribe more than I can now, because after moving back to South Africa last year, I left my soul family. They were all scattered all over the world, and I didn't have them anymore. I had to come back to my own family, and I had to heal, because I believe that the part of my journey that I did solo, I couldn't grow anymore from there. I couldn't expand anymore. I had to come back home. And at the time I didn't realize it. I was just like, oh, this is just another stepping stone. I'm gonna come home, spend some time with the family, create some amazing things, and then could be off on my merry way. But then the border shut, lockdown happened. I was forced to sit still, to face things that for the last 5, 6 years I was running away from. And yes, I had healed a lot of it on my own. I made peace with not even knowing my biological father, having a relationship with him. I found a place in my heart to truly forgive and forget. I'll probably never forget what happened, but truly forgive what happened. To have compassion and love in my heart, to know that whatever was going on in his life had no reflection of who I am as a person. His choices was his choices. And by making peace with that and letting that go, I opened up a space in my heart where I could actually, hold space for my stepfather, who's actually my real father. He's been in my life since I was 9 years old. But because I never dealt with that abandonment wound, and I blamed myself for my father leaving or not ever wanting me, I blamed myself for so many years, that when a stable male figure came into my life, I couldn't accept it, because in my mind and subconscious mind, I just put 2 and 2 together, like, he's gonna leave. I don't. So it was more of a protective thing. I didn't ever open myself up to fully receiving, because I was scared. I was scared that it was just gonna leave and go, and he never left. But I could never fully accept until about 2 years ago, when I started making peace and understanding and learning and letting go and trusting, surrendering to what is, praying about it, and really just making peace with what has transpired over the years. And I got to go on a beautiful, beautiful trip with my stepdad. He came over to visit me in South Korea. And weeks before that, I was a little bit terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, we've never spent so much time together alone. How is this going to be? I was a completely different person. All these things were going through my mind, but I'm so glad we had that time. We had time to go on adventures. We had time to laugh. We had time to have really serious, deep conversations at night, laying in bed, just chatting. And I got to be really vulnerable, and I got to be really honest and open with him for the first time in my life. And I realized when even my mom got married, they were young, they were in their late 20s, I was 9, just turning 9, 8, 9. Our whole lives changed, and he had never had a child before. Like, he had no idea what he was getting himself into. I've never had a father before, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And we were just really young, vulnerable, naive. I was a child, we didn't know what we were doing, but he did the best that he could with what he knew. And I could never appreciate that, or I took it for granted, because there was just so much hurt and so much pain that I could never open myself up as a child. I didn't even know what was going on. But I'm so grateful that I got to heal a part of me that could accept him and make peace with him and love him honestly and openly. And through doing that, I got to really start to understand why I was behaving the way I was behaving, especially around men, and not ever having a stable relationship, because I was protecting my heart, because I believed every single man figure in my life would eventually leave, and because that was what I believed it happened. What you believe really comes up and shows in your behaviors, your actions, whatever. Because I didn't believe I was worthy of true love, of a man that would stay in my life permanently. I never had that, and I'm still in the process of healing that. Still in the process of opening up and letting my guard down and trusting that not every man out there is just out there to hurt. That love doesn't need to mean hurt. You know, back in that old belief and changing that, which has been beautiful. And yeah, and I then, so as I've been healing, as I've been moving very much in women's circles and women's spaces, and healing my wound to women, learning to trust again, learning to love again, learning to appreciate, because there's such a strong sister wound where we were brought up to be in competition with one another. And I feel like I'm really stable in that area where I appreciate women so much now, and I understand the deep traumas now, and I've since opened myself up to be in spaces of co-ed spaces, you know, to be vulnerable, to be open around everyone. And I joined the Create community in January, that festival, and I was really burnt out. I was lonely. I didn't have tribe, I didn't have community, and I was just so tired of trying to figure out life. And this festival came about, and I just felt in my heart called to sign up, and I did, and it totally changed the game for me. It opened me up in so many ways. I felt safe for the first time amongst complete strangers. I felt open, my heart felt expanded. I learned so much, not only about myself, about so many other people, and just different concepts, just different ways to shift my mind, get into my body, to trust, to have fun, and to play, and to be held in a safe container. And why that resonated so powerfully with me was because I never ever felt safe. Safety was a huge part of my healing and connecting to my body, because I numbed out, because I didn't feel safe within it. And since then I made a declaration, I plotted out my vision that no matter where I go, what I'm introduced to, no matter what the circumstances is, I want people to feel safe around me, because I want to be the embodiment of safety. And I never want people to feel like they just don't belong. And I create my business around that. I create safe spaces, because I believe we thrive in safe spaces. When we feel safe, we feel open to express, and when we are in our fullest expression, magic happens. Really, we are designed and purposely made on this earth to be yourself, to be you, to exude your own essence. And through that authenticity, through that realness, that rawness, you connect and you become magnetic. You become so beautiful. Your energy shifts. Life begins to happen for you, not to you. You see things differently when you are in tune with everything that you were made to be. And I want to give people that opportunity to strip away the layers, the mask, the pretense, and come back to who you were always meant to be. And it's a journey of unraveling, because deep down inside, you know who you are. So it's not so much a discovery, but more of a remembrance, coming back home and remembering who you truly are at your core. You know, before life happened to you, before, you know, all these things happened. And we can look back in a reverence and awe and wonder, and thank every painful opportunity for its divine lesson and blessing, for ultimately getting you here. Because every traumatic experience, every pain, everything, you are so powerful that maybe the choices you made were awful or whatever it was, but those choices was made in love to protect you. Taking those drugs, having depression, having anxiety, you know, all the things that you've been diagnosed with, whatever, they were all just there to protect you, to keep you alive. And when you can start to look at all the things from this loving awareness, from this compassionate lens, you get to see how powerful you truly are. You are so powerful. You didn't know what you were doing, but you kept you alive. And when we can take that even back a step, peel it back a layer deeper, and realize that, you know, we are divine miracles. Our blood is pumping. There's so much to be grateful for. There's abundance in every breath that we take, in everything that we see around us. And we get to realize that you are the gift. It's not so much about what you do, the talent you have, or how successful you are. When you start to just be, success just becomes a byproduct of it. And everything you touch starts to turn to gold, because it's coming from a real authentic space, not a space of wanting, not a space of fear. So just take that all in. And that's what the great community gave me, showed me, linked me to other supportive individuals, expanders. And now I'm in the second festival. After signing up last year in January, I signed up to the membership and grew with the community. And now I'm in the second festival. My mind has just been blown into more depths that I didn't even know that was possible. I'm just connecting deeper to different facilitators, maybe learning the same lesson, but because I'm a different evolved version of myself, I need to hear it in a different way so that I can integrate and embody it in a different way. Just recently discovered the reason why I struggle with success, or putting myself out there, or money piece. Why can't I hold on to money or make more money in my business in the way that, in any way? It's because a year ago, when I was making all the money, I wasn't fulfilled. So that was a subconscious belief telling me that the more money you make, the more unfulfillment you're going to be. So you need to give up everything in order to live and work in your service, in your purpose. But now that's not true. I can be abundant. I can ask for what I need and what I deserve, and get the money and all the riches and all the successes. Maybe it's material, whatever it is. But when it's coming from a heart-centered space, not a space to prove something. When it's coming from a space where with the more money and the more I have, the more I can give, the more I can serve. When I started to realize that, my mind was blown away, and it just made so much sense. That the more I keep hustling and wanting and pushing and all these things, nothing is coming my ways, because deep down there's this belief that I'm not worthy of it, because it's not going to make me happy. And now I get to rewrite that, and that's the missing piece that I get to step into now. And as I sat with that belief, deciding to rewrite it, reframe it in which way that feels resonant to me, learning to embody that and walk in it and just show up, and believing that I am worthy. I'm worthy of my greatest abundance in all areas of my life. I did another activation last night where it was this quantum leap meditation, just stepping into your future self, which was so beautiful. And she took me to this beautiful, beautiful house in the jungle. It was absolutely magnificent, the most beautiful house I've ever seen, with this beautiful pool overlooking this beautiful jungle and the ocean in the background. And it was my ultimate dream island home. I've been dreaming of living on an island for years, and I know it's going to come true at some point. And as my higher self, my future self, showed me around this space, we spoke, and she told me to trust and to surrender, to step up, to not be afraid, and this is all yours. Not because you're trying to prove something, not because you want to be wealthy and rich, but because you deserve nice things too. The more you have, the more you give. And it felt so good to hear that. I felt that resonate through my entire body. And as we left, she led me back to the front door. She handed me the keys. She said, come back at any time, this is yours. This is the key to step through the door of your abundance. This is the key that's going to unlock all you want, all your dreams. Just trust. Trust that it's already happened. And just earlier that day, I was rewriting that belief that I'm not worthy of receiving or having lots of money or whatever it is, because I believe that the more I had, the more unfulfilled I would feel, because that was an evidence of a paradigm I lived before. And listening to her, she just broke that for me. She's like, it's not true. Don't live in that truth because it's not true, it's a lie. Live in your truth rather. Step up in your fullest expression. Live from your heart-centered self, not your fear-based self. Challenges are going to come. Life is going to get tough. Everything is an opportunity to learn. Everything is an opportunity for you to grow and to love more. To challenge you to love more. To challenge you to step up. Because you have a gift right inside of you that the world needs. And if you play small, how is anybody ever going to be able to step through their door of abundance? Because maybe they needed to hear something that you needed to say. It was so beautiful. And I took the key and I came back into my bedroom. And then I did a breathwork session, which linked so beautifully with that meditation. I felt abundant in my body. I felt alive. I felt energized. I felt bliss. I felt ease, peace. I felt ease. And I felt that, you know, everything that I desire is waiting for me. Keep surrounding yourself with the right people, the expanders that's going to help you get there. You're not here to do it by yourself. You're here to expand, to grow, to love within a beautiful community, containers that love you. Because the more you step up, the more you feel supported, not only within yourself, but those pushing you forward around you. You give permission for others to do the same. And, you know, things just started to unpack after that. You know, being in a container in another call, very beautiful man sharing his vulnerabilities from, you know, a healed masculine energy, something that I'm so afraid to be in front of, because all I know is wounded masculine, the masculine that's gonna hurt, destroy, and leave, abandon. I got to see men cry, men be vulnerable, men open up their hearts. That's the paradigm that I want to live in. Or we just break down these walls of protection. They served you great when we're grateful for them, but it's time to break them down now, to reach deeper levels of connection. And I connected with such amazing people, and I put myself in positions to connect with men specifically deeply. Not from a place of lust or wanting or look at me validation, but from a heart-centered space to be like, I see you stepping up. I see you being brave, breaking down the model that you were told that men don't cry. I see you, and I'm here to support you on your journey of healing, of standing up and being an example for women to know that there are men that they can feel safe with. And that gave me hope in trusting men again. Whew. And this is why there's power in healing collectively, because this is just going to send out this beautiful ripple effect that's going to touch and penetrate someone's heart out there. I may never ever know them. That's also fine. But if this message reaches you, if this message touches your heart in any which way or form, and you want to know what I'm talking about, you want to feel this experience, you want to live a full embodied life, reach out. Ask for help, put your hand up, because that's what I did. I put my hand up and I said, I can't do this alone. If I want to be the change on this planet, on this earth, I need to be supported. I need to surround myself with people that are doing the work, that's showing up. It's taking the stuff into their communities, into their families, and healing from the inside out, not the outside in, because it's just not going to work. And I'm sharing this vulnerably with you today because this is how I feel. And I want to look back at this video maybe a year from today and see how I've changed. See how I've grown, how I've evolved. Because I chose me. And I get to choose my soul family. And then everything I learned from there, I get to bring it back here. Share it with my community, with my clients, with my spaces, and give them hope too. I'm just so deeply grateful. God knew what he was doing when he connected me to this, when he put me on this path, when he told me it's time. And at the moment, in that time, I was just like, oh dear, here we go. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I've seen the power of my work. I've seen it change my friends' lives. I've seen it start to change my family's life. I've seen it change my own life. And I'm just so excited to just keep spreading this message. Having faith, trusting yourself, connecting to yourself, connecting to the God that lives within you. Choosing God in everything, every situation. God is everywhere. God is with you. God is in every creation. And ultimately, you were chosen. You were chosen for this existence. You were chosen to live in this world at this time, at this space. It's by no coincidence that you were born. And every time maybe you had the most pain, you even thought of taking your own life. You didn't, because your purpose, your service, your gift is still waiting to be shared. And I'm excited to be part of your journey in any which way or form. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Breathe out through your mouth. And if anything that I shared with you resonated with you, let me know down below. This is me showing up just as I am. And I know that by me being brave, by me being vulnerable and authentic, it's going to inspire someone, some way, somehow. And that's all I ever want. Sending you so much love. God bless you all. And yeah, chat to you guys all soon.